Good morning, everyone. This actually reminds me of the very first meeting of NAQP back in Denver at the Denver airport. Actually, this is quite a larger group than we had in Denver.
I remember with relish when I started with Sir Speedy in 1980. Remember how much letterhead and envelopes we sold? Remember the amazing, you're too young, why are you shaking your head? You were a kid in your dad's shop, is that what you, okay, now it's making sense to me. But I mean, remember, and we sold so much letterhead and envelopes, and there was so much margin in it. We just did it all day long. When was the last time somebody sold some letterhead and envelope? It doesn't happen very often. I mean, that wrenching change that our industry went through from analog to digital, I mean, we've all got the battle scars. We've all got the challenges in my heart. But we worked very hard to help our franchisees make that transition from analog to digital, and then to make that transition from printing to marketing services provider, and all the things that that's going to entail. And when I look at the agenda that you guys have for today and tomorrow, there's some great stuff. I'm really looking forward to sitting through those. I mean, we need to really understand integrated direct marketing and pearls and mailing and QR codes and mobile websites, and that's really the direction we need to take our business. The glory days of your industry, it's a lot harder to do that today. Well, we look at some of the margins that have occurred now on banner and Coroplast signs, and we think, boy, I remember the glory days, even though everybody in the print industry is trying to get in our space because our margins are still so good in what we consider commoditized.
You probably wouldn't buy a new printer or a new machine of any kind without doing at least as much work as you would if you're going to buy a new car. Since many of the printers today, digital equipment, cost about as much as a high-end Mercedes, you're going to want to spend some time researching your decision. A simple fact in this industry today is that if you pay too much for equipment, if you pay too much for your financing, if you pay too much for service, you will not be in a strong competitive position. That's just a fact of life.
I want to try to sell you on not equipment, but the benefits of using G7 and color management. Like John said, you know, how can you use color management to help your color business grow, get waste out of the process, improve your turnaround times, leave your customers feeling just thrilled that they can always count on you for a predictable, repeatable, and consistent color. It's proven to me, and it's proven to hundreds of customers I've worked with just in the last several years. It's going to grow your four-color business. There's no question about it.
And so if somebody selected, I prefer Caterpillar, I want to lease, I'm in market now, how valuable is it to get a text message or an email saying, hey, call them up right now? I mean, not that you need that real-time response time, but it sure is nice to have it.
People ask me, are you going to that? Why are you going there? Why are you spending your time there? They've been watching it, and I'm very encouraged with what I see. And that's why we're putting a peer group together. I just want you to know that I believe in the smaller companies that are growing. But other things you hear, social media, we hear so much about it. It's a tool in your communications mix. And there are many, many printing companies, I'm telling them just to stay out of the social space. If you can't do it right and 100%, don't do it. Don't play around and put stuff up. We throw up a couple Facebook posts, or we put up a couple things on Twitter because we feel we have to have an account. Don't do that. Either be in and fully engaged so you can grow your business, or don't.
So if you're full service certified right now, that's like gold. It's like having the golden ticket, because you let everyone around you know you're full service certified, and that's your niche. That's very important because you're the first in your area to be full service certified. Take advantage of that. That is a huge advantage, because the other ones that aren't becoming full service certified, they're already behind the curve. If you're not already, that should have happened earlier this year. So right now we're what, in April, almost May? And time goes by. You guys know, you wake up every day. I know everybody's busy, but it doesn't take long.
So you're going to see a little bit of a different presentation today. I figure, you know, when coming to New Orleans is known for a few things, and one of them is food. You know, marketing is very similar to a recipe. A marketing campaign can have a good flavor to it and good results, or it could have bad results. Just like you have good taste, you have bad taste in a recipe. It all depends on the core elements of what you're doing, how you're doing it, and how well you understand your audience. You know, when I create a new recipe, nothing's actually terribly new in a recipe, right? You just are taking some basic ingredients and you're changing the way you approach it. You deconstruct it. And you look at what is potentially stale in my recipe, what lacks complexity, what's a little two-dimensional. And is the approach that we're taking to this recipe just the way we've done it approach? Or is there new dynamic thinking that's going into, the new technology that's going into?